Good afternoon, students. So in this video we will be discussing about the fixed dome type plant or the fixed dome type biogas plant. In the previous video we have seen what is a biomass and how this biomass energy is used to produce biogas, which can be further used to produce electricity, or it can also be used as fuel for cooking purposes in rural areas. Now, in that video we have seen floating dome type biogas plant, and here we can see the fixed dome type biogas plant. Now, if we see this fixed dome type biogas plant, we can notice one thing, that this complete biogas plant except this mixing tank, entire part of this biogas plant is below the ground level. And in the floating dome biogas power plant we have seen that the floating dome was above the ground level. Okay, but here the entire biogas plant is below the ground level except this mixing tank. Now there is one advantage of this being underground. The advantage is that whenever there are cold season, since this biogas plant is underground, in cold season the temperature on the land will be less. So since it is underground, the effect of that coldness will be less on this plant. Similarly, in the summer season when the temperature on the land is high, but this being underground, the temperature will be less effective on this biogas plant. So when this entire construction is underground, the microorganism activity is more constant. The effect of temperature from above the land is less on the microorganism activities, and therefore they work in a proper manner. The effect of temperature is less. So the difference between fixed dome type biogas plant and floating dome type biogas plant is that here you don't see any floating chamber which collects the gas. Here the entire biogas plant is below the ground, and the shape of this is a dome type. That is why it is called fixed dome. It is called fixed because this dome is not able to move up and down according to the availability of gas. That is why it is fixed, and since this shape is of dome, that is why we call it a dome or fixed dome type power plant. Now the working is similar. The slurry of the cattle dung and water, or the waste material mixed with water, the slurry is mixed in this mixing tank and it is allowed inside this digester through inlet chamber. This is the airtight portion where the anaerobic digestion takes place, or where the microorganism breaks down this organic matter to produce two byproducts, and those two byproducts are, one is biogas, which is collected in the upper portion of the dome, and the second byproduct is the leftover organic matter which can be used as manure in the crop fields. Now whenever we want to use this biogas, we can open up this valve and this gas is passed through this pipe to the outside environment, and it can be used for, say, electricity generation or for any other purposes. Now the advantage of this fixed dome type power plant could be one, that since we are using no metal portion or the no metal floating chamber, hence the problem of corrosion is removed. And next, since it is constructed completely underground, therefore the effect of temperature on the microorganisms would be less as compared to the floating chamber biogas plant. Okay, so this is how a fixed dome type biogas plant works. So that's all for this video. Thank you.